I'm Tommy Daniels, and this is another installment of Gulfster TV.
And he's arresting currently Mikey Dolan for surfing a wave when there are no signs that state otherwise.
After some buzz in the surfing world, and actually the local paper put out an article, I think it's time that we actually got his side of the story and set this straight. Because I think there's some kind of misconception going on, about what happened. So I'm going to ask Zack a couple questions because, I'm not real sure myself after I saw them guys getting out of the water and all of a sudden going in cuffs and the cops kind of cuffing them. I got to ask, you guys smuggling cocaine?
We were not. Not that day.
Did you guys have assault rifles?
We did not.
You guys had anti-Trump protesters. That's what it was. Anti-Trump protesters is what triggered this. I'm just kidding. Anyway, no, they were just trying to catch some waves. It was a late season swell, and we don't get waves here that often this time of the year. We're entering a pretty, flat time. So let me let Zack tell you what happened that morning.
So the story goes, I actually unfortunately got on it late. I left to sleep in. But the story goes, there's a bunch of people surfing down south a little farther. I guess the wave's a little better then. And we're hassled by the lifeguards, and we're told to leave. Unfortunately, there were some young kids, and they were mouthing off, which is my thought that's why the cops were even called in the first place. But yeah, we were just surfing out here. We know, there's construction going on. It's obvious. We kind of took that upon ourselves. But as surfers, we put ourselves in danger all the time just for a few nice waves.
So was it clearly posted that there's no surfing right here?
Absolutely not. There is one little dinky keep out sign, which one could argue, what does that mean?
Keep out there, or is that paddle out over here, or
exactly.
Doesn't clearly state where where you can and can't go, even though obviously we see these groins are being reconstructed. Sounds like there were some other people involved, maybe that were before you even paddled out. You say you only caught like 6 waves before this whole episode even took place. So was some other kids maybe surfing down here in the construction zone, maybe antagonizing these construction workers?
Possibly. I was told that they were mouthing off a little bit, which, already sets the tone for the officers when they get here. So, unfortunately, it was already on a downhill slope from there. But, we were told to get out, and we didn't. So, can't say we're not in the wrong a little bit, but still the whole situation was handled a little wrong in my eyes. But again, I have the utmost respect for law enforcement. One of the officers that did detain us, we were never arrested, we were detained. I've ran into him a couple times, and he's been a really cool guy to me, through and through. And again, obviously let us go. So, but still, it was just handled a little too excessively, in my opinion, for sure.
So, knowing maybe that pushing it by surfing kind of maybe too close to this, but at the same time maybe being a little excessive, sending a scarab boat, 2 cop cars and the sheriff and lifeguards, when it was just, hey, let's, just get these guys down the beach a little farther.
Honestly, when they first came out, we paddled a little farther south because we thought it would, please them farther away from the construction, but I guess that wasn't enough too. That's when the sheriff boat pulled up, and then we were put in handcuffs. Yeah, that's unfortunately the case. We were trying to be respectful. The other guys that got detained too, they're good guys, and none of us are hoodlums.
So when you guys were actually being handled by the police, you guys weren't cussing at them or bad mouthing. You were being submissive and doing what you were told to be doing.
Absolutely. Even one of the officers was pulling me by the arm, and I said, "Hey, man, I'm not trying to fight. I'm doing whatever you want." So, absolutely, no, we were 100% compliant. There was really no resistance at all. One of the guys, I mean, he was just trying to walk away because he didn't think he did anything wrong, which neither did I. So there was a little confrontation in the beginning, but honestly, we were completely compliant with the officer's demands and requests.
All right. Well, I think, when it comes down to it, it was, some miscommunication, and, maybe these guys, just like the other guys, maybe could have handled it slightly different, but in the, in the long run, nobody did get arrested. They got detained. This kind of got blown out of proportion, and, it's poorly, the signage and the posting for keep out here or no surfing is definitely, it's very poor. And, just yesterday I had a picture sent to me, and there was a ton of people on this beach, and they were hanging out and swimming, and nobody was being harassed. So, hopefully they get done with this construction soon, because it's hurricane season's coming up, and they're claiming they got fence in the water for the turtles, and that's another reason they said we can't be surfing in here. So hopefully this stuff gets taken care of soon. And again, we're not, as surfers, we're not out here to try to cause any problems, and definitely this guy, he's not out here trying to be a smartass and cause problems. He was just trying to catch some waves. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the other two guys out here for this interview. Maybe I can get them out here another time, but I think Zach pretty much, gave us a pretty good rundown, that, look, poor signage, little excessiveness, and, probably could have been handled better. So, thanks a lot, Zach.
Thank you.
See you in the water soon.
Hopefully sooner than later.
I'm Tommy Daniels with Gulfster TV.